the whole doggone thing. So, guys, welcome to Monday after Thanksgiving, after Founders Week. And, guys, the Monday after, hey, Johnny, after a big, huge Train More push week, guys, I'll tell you, it's almost as important, if not more important, than the actual week itself. The reason because of something called momentum, okay? Where rookies make a big mistake is they go have a big week like this, they get a little out of their comfort zone, and to make up for it, they just take the next week off. And so you got an eagle over here, which looks really great, but then you average that out with a nice 0, and you get 2 green outs, which, hey, you could have just gone out and worked a normal schedule and done two green outs. But you're going to push and have that eagle. Might as well push the next week and ride some of that momentum and go ahead and ride another 7,000, 8,000. Who's to say you can't ride another eagle back-to-back with that kind of momentum and what you got going and all the things you put in the pipeline during last week? So be sure to use that to your advantage. So, guys, because the opportunity is when? Yesterday? The other day? Tomorrow? No, now. That's right. Brian says it's now, and he is correct. So, guys, let's share some good news from last week, the week of November 9th, also known as Founders Week. Big, huge week, guys. We always kick it off with direct recruits. And then I'm going to switch it off a little bit, Kyle. I'm going to go every other. I'll do direct recruits. You can do referrals. I'll do hours. You can do demos, and then we'll just have a free-for-all for premium. So, top direct recruiters, guys, be sure to ask everyone, who do you know that's lost their job recently? There are some folks that have, and guess what, guys? There will be some folks that, just like this spring, lost their gig. There's going to be that happening again here in the fall as we move into the winter. So be sure that you are asking, and be sure that you are edifying your agency owner, and we're pushing to get them on the phone with your candidate so we can do some teamwork on that recruiting, okay? Much easier to do it with 2 people and more effective than it is just trying to do that all on your own. So edify or build up another person, a third-party expert, bring them in and allow them to do the same for you. It works magic. But last week, Zach Tolbert, CJ Clark, Ken Dickerson, and Kyle Schneider all had a direct recruit, continuing to keep that in their repertoire as they go out and sell a ton. Great job, guys. Todd Stiles with 2. Brandy Graham had 2. Toy Bellamy had 3. Ken Duggins had 3. And then yours truly, I had 4. Greg Pendleton had 4. And Josiah Carr also had 4 direct recruits. So thank you guys for that. Please remember to share the dream. And guys, we've been practicing this now for a couple quarters now, as opposed to just practicing. Let's actually get these people, again, on the phone with another person that can move the process forward. So we're just not out there just talking to people just to be nice and move on, but we're talking to them with a purpose and a purpose to grow your business and help them come join the best opportunity in America. Kyle, I'll flip it over to you for tops in referrals, since you had some people at the top of it that crushed it.
Yes, sir. Yep, great week to get lots of referrals on Founders Week. We got Rachel Hutchinson out there getting 10 referrals for the week. We have Mr. Blake Polson, who just showed up here to the office. Good morning, Blake. He had 13 referrals for himself. Noah B with 15 referrals. B Glow with 15 referrals. Johnny McGee with 18 referrals last week. Way to go, Johnny. Sebastian, his last name's Geraldo, not Roberts. That may have been a typo on my end, but Sebastian Geraldo with 18 referrals. Congrats, Sebastian. Caitlin Roberts with 21 referrals, doing the deal. CJ Clark showing Sebastian how to do it. He got 21 referrals as well. Greg Pendleton down in Savannah got 22 referrals last week. BD3 with 26 referrals. That's awesome. Michelle Wera with 27 referrals. That's one of her best weeks so far in the referral category. Josiah Carr with 36 referrals. I heard that on Voxer that he got a bunch of those from one sitting, from one demo. That's pretty awesome. Kyle Schneider with 41 referrals, just asking people. Number 2 was Chelsea Orich with an all-time high 67 referrals. That's averaging about 10 per day. That's awesome. Number 1, wow, this may be a record even for himself. Toy Kobe Bryant Bellamy, baby. Let's go. 111 referrals in 1 week. That's monster right there. Big time. Let's go back to over to you, Van.
Thanks so much. Great job, guys. It is awesome to see those referral numbers just explode last week. And I would challenge you to take a look at what you did last week and see if you can't replicate that again, because it is, you can. And when you got that many referrals in a week, this job sure does become a lot of fun really, really fast. And as Toy can attest to, he's not doing a whole lot of cold calling these days. Calling on those referrals is a lot of fun, and he's right there neck and neck at the top for the number one spot in the Schneider agencies this year. We'll see how it's shaken out after Founders, but I know it's really close with he and CJ back and forth. Moving on over to hours, guys, we got to go to work. Probably the first step and the most controllable step of everything that we do is showing up, okay? It's been said that half the battle for salespeople is showing up. So these people showed up, and they showed up in spades last week. Michelle Farrell last week, 56.5 hours. Now, guys, I know there was some work done on Sunday, some very effective work that led to 2 more Eagles being written yesterday. So if those numbers are not included in here, feel free to add whatever time it was so we have a proper representation on here. But Blake Polson, 48.5 hours. Noah Bumgardner, 49 hours worked last week. Brian Bigelow-Glazinski, 49.5 hours worked last week. Sebastian Giraldo, spelled it right on this one, 50.5 hours last week. Caitlin Roberts, 50.75, but that was through like 9 a.m. Sunday. I think she also rode an Eagle yesterday, right?
Yes, she did. She got a few more hours in on Sunday, man.
Yeah, so probably closer to 54 hours. Great job with that, Caitlin. We'll hear more about you here in a minute. Greg Pendleton, 54 hours worked. TJ Clark with 54.25 worked. Zach Tolbert with 57.5 hours worked. Brandy Graham, 58, but I think we can push that up over 60 because she went out yesterday and got her last couple laps to get up over 10,000 to write her Eagle for Founders. Great job, Brandy. You and Caitlin both. That's awesome. A lot of heart right there for sure. Elise Houghton with 58 hours also. Josiah Carr, 58.5 hours. Taught that boy how to work late last Monday night. We put in a good old half day from 12 hours. Johnny McGee, 59 hours. Todd Stiles, 61.25 hours worked last week. There were some late nights and some early mornings. Great job, Todd. Chelsea Ulrich with 68 hours worked last week. Toy Bellamy with 69.25 hours worked. And then there were two men who braved to push beyond, out of the comfort zone. Very, very uncomfortable. Yours truly, 70.25 hours last week. Couldn't have been more uncomfortable. And Kyle Schneider with 71 hours. Of course, he does that most weeks. He just doesn't give himself credit for the last 15, 18 hours because it's just what he does. But 71 hours worked last week. Kyle, tell us, man, how did you find it within you to keep pushing and put in 71 whole hours of work last week?
Yeah. There's a saying called train more tired. I was definitely feeling train more tired yesterday, but I feel a lot better today. Honestly, just this was 100% all out in the field all day, every day. I just started super late, and I worked a pretty full Saturday as well. I booked a late appointment. So what I would do is I would have an early morning appointment and a late appointment each day. So that way it would just force myself to stay out there from, some days 5:30 a.m. up until, 7:30 at night was my last appointment usually. So wrapping up the day like around 8:30 to 9 each day. So just start early, start late, have early morning appointments, late appointments, and then just stay out there all day long.
Yeah, that's awesome, Kyle. Thank you for leading from the front. And guys, I asked Kyle to share that because it's not just the recipe for success on Train Wars. I mean, some might argue that we probably don't want to work 71 hours every week. We probably don't, and that's okay. But some of those things that Kyle shared, I hope you're writing those down. Book early appointments. Guys, if you have an appointment at 7:15, you're going to be out there in the field and seeing those people before our 8 o'clock Zoom. And there's no better feeling than having someone already protected before the Zoom meeting. And then booking appointments for 7, 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. Guys, if you book those appointments, skip 2 or 3 hours. Don't book your first appointment at 5. Book it at 7. And that's going to force you to be out there and find something productive to do at 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock leading up to that. So the most important appointments you can have are one early in the morning to get yourself started and one late in the day to keep yourself out there. And just do what you know how to do in the middle and fill in the blanks. So moving on over to demos, see more and sell more. You got to show it. Kyle, tell us about since you're going to be the guy mentioned here at the very end. They'll let you go ahead and take it away with demos.
All righty. Yeah, the Moore brothers were out in full force last week. We had Zach Tolbert with 27 demos. Brady Graham, 30 demos, first time in many months, which is the reason why she had a good week. She had 30 demos. That's awesome, Brandy. Blake Polson doing the deal, 31 demos. Greg Pendleton with 31 demos as well. That was Greg's all-time high in demos. Congrats, Greg, on that. We have Josiah Carr with 32 demos. Van Davenport, 33 demos. If he can do it, anybody can, right? Todd Stiles with 33 demos as well. Congrats, Todd. CJ with 33 demos. Sebastian Geraldo had a one-up CJ with 34 demos. Congrats, Sebastian. We have Elise Houghton right at 35 demos. Wow. Michelle Ware doing 36 demos. I know that she got some families protected yesterday, so she probably did another demo or two on Sunday, so it's probably more closer to 37, 38 demos for her. Chelsea Orich with 39 demos. That is an all-time high for her. Caitlin Roberts, new record for herself, 42 demos. Congrats, Caitlin. Toy Bellamy, 43 demos. I don't know if that's Toy's #1 demo week of all time, but that's definitely up there. That's a lot of demos. And myself, this is definitely the most demos I've done in the last 5 years. I don't know if my first couple of years if I did more than 49 demos, but that's definitely more than I've done since I can remember. 49 demos. Kind of upset because I could have just got one more done yesterday at 50, but it's okay. 49 demos for myself last week. Hey, let's hear really quick just from Caitlin, because she's right here beside me. Caitlin, you were able to get 42 demos. What is one thing that helped you get so many demos last week?
Just sticking to my schedule and calling Brad when I felt like I was gonna give up. I had a really hard second half of the week, and he just helped me push to just keep going.
Awesome. Thank you, Caitlin. And guys, I will say just on getting demos, I was able to get 49 demos. I'll talk about this probably a little bit later, but one reason why I got so many demos is because every single day last week I had somebody behind me. So like it's almost like if you go to the gym, you're going to work out a lot harder if like there's somebody staring at you the entire time. So I had somebody staring at me taking notes 24/7 last week. Only Saturday was the only day nobody was behind me. So I couldn't just chill out. Like I could have coasted and just, I've already got, there were some days I had done 7 demos by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which my brain was kind of fried. But I just forced myself, to get 10 demos. Some 2 days I did 11 demos just because I didn't want the rookie who was sitting right beside me to watch me take time off. So, force somebody to be behind you, and then it makes you work the entire day the way that the job's supposed to be done. Going to the next business, not looking for whales, just look for the next closest human body that you can throw yourself in front of. It's the 5-minute rule. Definitely try to abide by that last week. Over to you,
Kyle. That's awesome. Thank you for that. And guys, that's yet another reason why getting into leadership and why consistently recruiting and putting more lines in the water and finding good people is so key. Not only does it help you build your business and give someone else a new career, but when you are out there training a new person, which you recruit them, unless you're brand new and have no skills developed yet, you're going to be training. And that really forces you to get out of your comfort zone. It forces you to do things for others that you might not just do for yourself. And that's key. That's one reason why leadership is very valuable. You'll see that once people get in leadership, their sales numbers actually increase as opposed to decreasing. So thank you for that great example, Kyle. Getting people behind you and never working alone. That's awesome. Guys, success leaves clues. For those of you that are new on here, we're just explaining it to our new partners here in Raleigh. But whenever you see people mentioned for high productivity, more times than not, they're also going to be recognized for their hours and or for their demos, okay? They probably put in more than 40 hours of work. Every now and then someone will sneak in with less, and every now and then someone will sneak into this list with under 25 demos. But by and large, of the 22 names here, you'll see 18 of them had above those numbers. So if you're looking for a key indicator for success, put in 40 plus hours and do 25 plus demos. You do everything else kind of takes care of itself when you know your sales presentation. But last week we had 22 people up over Builders Weeks. More people than we normally see on this list for sure. The print had to get pretty small to fit on here, but Last week, let's see here, Josiah Carr with 2,776, put in 59 hours and 32 demos. Greg Pendleton, 3,044, worked 59 hours and put in 31 demos, okay? And guys, I'll tell you what, these two guys have skill sets that those number of demos will normally yield 5, 6, 7,000 in premium. So the system owes them big time. So way to put in all that effort and get those no's out of the way last week, because the yeses are definitely out there waiting. Ken Duggins last week, 3,294, put in 40 hours and 25 demos. Johnny McGee, just his third week in the business, $3,643, which I think was another best week. I think you might have beat your other best week by like $60 or something like that. So great trend. 59 hours to do it, the most hours worked so far, and 23 demos. Michelle Ware last week, 4,198 in premium. She put in 46 and a half hours and 36 demos. I think an all-time record for her for demos in a week. That's great, Michelle. Tom Hickey last week poured it on towards the end, $4,350 of gross annualized premium, going to show that, 2, 3, 4, even 5 slow days cannot wreck a week. But if you work 6, it's that 6th day that can make all the big difference. So $4,350 in a day. Great job, Tom Hickey. Rachel Hutchinson last week, just doing what she does, right, man, after hours, making it happen, $4,736 in premium. Zach Tolbert last week, just under a green out, $4,903 of premium, put in 58 hours and 27 demos to get there. Great job, Zach. Thank you, sir. And everybody else above here, so 14 people greened out or did better. Todd Stiles was the first one with 5,005, putting in 61 hours and 33 demos to get there. Great job, Todd. Chelsea Ulrich with 5,100 in premium. She put in 68 hours and 39 demonstrations. That is outstanding. Great job. That's twice as much as some people do some weeks. Rob McLean, 5,208 in premium sold, 58 hours worked. Brad Phillips, $5,225 GAP, getting his green out on. Brian Glazinski put in 50 hours and greened out with 5,404 last week. Great job, Brian. Now jumping up here, actually 5,604 for Chris Smith. Now these people were all at Globe Weeks or above, at 7,500 plus. Matter of fact, these folks were all 8,500 plus. Caitlin Roberts was at 8,532 when she woke up yesterday morning with 52 hours and 42 demos, and I believe she ended up closer to 55 hours, 43, 44 demos, and over an eagle, so over $10,000 of premium. Congratulations on that, Caitlin. That is awesome. I believe that is a $500 cash bonus. Actually, we'll review that here in just a second. Brandy Graham also was kind of on the outside looking in with her eagle, sitting at 96.64 with 58 hours worked and 30 demos. A lot of people would say, that's a well-worked week. I'm going to be satisfied with the results that I can get by doing that. Not Brandy. She put in 2 more hours, another demo, and got another family protected yesterday, so she's up over 10,000 in premium for her eagle. Second, I believe that's the second of Brandy's career. Second, congratulations on that, Brandy. That is awesome. So at least your second best week, either your first best or second best week. CJ Clark with 10,461 getting his eagle on, 54 hours, 33 demos. Congratulations, CJ, for that eagle. CJ's got about 4, maybe 5 eagles for his career.
More like
that ballpark.
5 or 6.
Like 5 or 6. Okay, so anyway, that was his top 5 or 6 weeks of his career for sure. If it's one of 5 or 6 eagles, so that's a great job. Sebastian Giraldo, we know that's his best week because that's his first eagle, baby. 10,556 in 50 and a half hours and 34 demos. Congratulations, Sebastian. Is that Sebastian's first full week or second full week, Kyle?
That was his official third week.
Third week, okay. So since the first one, Sales Academy, that would have been his second full week in the business. That's a pretty good start. We're going to actually need to hear from Sebastian here in just a couple minutes. I know you got some questions for some of the top producers. But speaking of top producers, Toy Bellamy last week, 11,054 in premium, 69 hours and 43 demos. That is some hard work. And as you saw earlier, 111 referrals. Definitely makes that job a lot more fun. Trish Mosier last week, $12,569 of gross annualized premium in 42 hours. When Trish is full-time in it, she writes eagles. It's just how she rolls. Yours truly last week, I had a goal of 10,000 plus, hit that by Thursday and said, we're only 2/3 of the way through the week, should probably be 2/3 of the way through my sales. And so upped it to 15,000. Noticed that they also had a 750 bonus for that too. I said that'd work nice. So 15,134. Worked 70 hours and 33 demos to get there. So it's only once a year we can do it on Founders. And then the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who took everybody's numbers and then added an eagle to the best one behind him. Holy cow, 25,000. He called his shot before. I know there was rumblings of a 30,000 week, but I know it was going to be that 25 to 30,000 range. And the guy was sitting on over 20,000 going into the weekend. And a lot of people with less drive, less push, less integrity, would have probably just, coasted, taken the day off. But Kyle still went out and put in another 6, 7, 8 hours on Saturday to bring his total over 71 hours, 49 demonstrations, almost 50 demos for $25,884 of gross annualized premium. That is Eagle times 2.5. Kyle Schneider, congratulations, man. Super proud of you. I know Kyle is going to do a little bit of interviewing here. Let me get through a couple pieces, and then we'll circle back around with that. How you feel about that, Kyle? Make sense? Cool. So, guys, here's a few firsts and a few bests. Just wanted to recognize real quick. First green out of her young career, Miss Chelsea Ulrich last week, over 5,000 in premium. Great job, Chelsea. First Globe week. Actually, I take that back. It wasn't her first Globe week. It would have been her first Eagle then. Miss Caitlin Roberts with an Eagle last week. Congratulations. And also with his first Eagle last week, Mr. Sebastian Giraldo, Greer, South Carolina. Congratulations. South Carolina has 2 new Eagle riders that it didn't have going into last week. That is super exciting. Great job, guys. We had some new hires last week. Hired Derek Massey in Columbia, South Carolina. And Ellis Rogers also, who is Ken Duggan's nephew, and took a look at our business, guys. Believe it or not, 11 years ago, first looked at our business. Wasn't a good fit for some reason, went a different direction. But lo and behold, here he is circling back around, coming to work with us, Youngsville, North Carolina. And we are excited to be working with Mr. Ellis Rogers. And way to go with recruiting Kenny D. That's the way it goes. Good job. Sales Academy here coming up in a couple weeks. Todd Dossie of Waterville, Maine will be in. And we had some best weeks so far. Let's see here. The Schneider Agency just collectively had its best week ever. Okay, in almost a year of existence, $102,521 as of Sunday morning, and I'm sure it was closer to 105,000, 106,000 with the efforts of those ladies getting their Eagles done. So, congratulations, Schneider Agencies overall. Just you guys,
good job, everybody.
That is absolutely awesome. Part of that was because of Chelsea having her best week, and Sebastian having his best week, and as you heard a second ago with Caitlin having her best week. So and Brandy with her second best week. Just a lot of bests, a lot of phenomenal efforts and great results. The system paying you. Chris Smith last week also had his best week of his career down in Summerfield, South Carolina, with 5,604 with a super strong showing on Friday. And then again, 15K is not my best week, but best week since becoming an AO in 2009. So over 10 years, I'll take it. Nice to dust off the old sample case, or as we do now, the iPad. And then Kyle Schneider, again, 25,000. I believe it's the second best week of his sales career, and certainly his best personal sales week since becoming an agency owner and leading from the front. So great job with that, guys, all the way around. Excellent job. Some of the hot hands, which you heard about, I just wanted to, these are some things that were, we'll actually go over here who won bonus cash in a second and cover that, but I'll let Kyle circle that. So finish fat on Friday. We do recognize people that, don't see the finish line and start kind of coasting or jogging, but they see that finish line and they push harder. They go to finish strong. Sometimes that's on Friday. Normally, this past week it was Friday and Saturday, and we had a lot of people that just got up and went to work Saturday. And we salute you guys. Thank you so much for doing that. We know you didn't want to, but being willing to do it anyway says a lot about your character. And last week, let's see here, Johnny McGee wrote $1,683 of premium, and on Friday it was 9 hours worked, so a good full day, and that was 46% of his week. So way to never give up on a week there, Johnny. Chelsea Ulrich on Friday and Saturday combined for 18.5 hours, 8 total demos, 1,080 in premium, and 20% of her week. So great job. That green out never would have happened without that push there at the end. Josiah Carr last week, $1,486 on Saturday. Wasn't pleased with the results, and he more than doubled his week by going out and working on Saturday. Way to never give up on a week, Josiah. Proud of you, man. Zach last week, Zach Tolbert, $1,532 in premium in 8 hours on Friday, and rode a third of his week. Happened right there on Friday. Brad Phillips, 8.5 hours, $1,867 a premium. Over a third of his week also happened on Friday. Brandy Graham, Friday and Saturday combined, 16.5 hours, 10 demonstrations given, 1,800 in premium, 20% of her week. And if you add in Sunday, it was more like 20 hours, 13 demos, and over about $3,000 of premium. So awesome, Brandy. Sebastian Giraldo, you heard him, man. Third week in the business, rode an Eagle. Friday and Saturday put in 15 hours, put in 10 demonstrations, and added $2,300 of premium. Would not have written that Eagle without that time on Friday and Saturday, 22% of his week. Excellent job, Sebastian. Please continue. Caitlin Roberts, Eagle, and on Saturday she wrote $2,641 of premium. So about 25% of her Eagle happened on Saturday. So, and a little bit more of that happened on Sunday too. So Trish Mosier last week, 3,036 in a nice 9-hour day on Friday. It was about 25% of her total week happened. So she was already at 9,000, feeling pretty good about herself, but pushing and not getting satisfied. Great job. Chris Smith last week, 3,288 in a 10-hour day on Friday. So you're talking about 54% of his week happened on Friday. So more than doubled it. Great job. Yours truly over the weekend put in 19 hours, 7 demonstrations, 3,478. Friday and Saturday, that was about 24% of my week. And just, kept beating the drum to put in some time on Saturday. So had to get that, had to make it happen. And so Tom Hickey last week, Saturday, I said Friday, I think earlier, I misspoke. He was sitting on 0, I think, after Friday, and the system owed him. So he went out and put in a full shift on Saturday, wrote $4,350 of premium, which, again, that without that, the team does not hit 100,000 in premium. So, Tom, thank you. Every single person counts. 100% of his week happened on Saturday. Toy Bellamy, between Friday and Saturday, put in a total of 20 hours. So the hardest worker here at the end, 12 demonstrations, $5,600 of gross annualized premium, and rode 50% of his Eagle over the weekend, Friday and Saturday. Great job with that, Toy. That shows a lot of heart. And then the stud daddy, the one who rode the most after Thursday, that'd be Kyle Schneider. Yet again, 17 hours worked, outworked most people. Maybe not everybody on this list, but anyone who's not on this list, certainly. 11 demos, $8,400 of GAP, and a third of his week happened after Thursday night. So Friday and Saturday. Kyle, excellent work, man. Super, super proud of you. We did have some Founders Week bonuses that were being doled out last week. So, and I want to make sure that everybody gets proper recognition. It's looking like the sheet that I sent Nicole that had those numbers on there did not make the list, but hopefully this is everybody that at least wrote a green out last week. So if you wrote over a green out, you got a $250 cash bonus plus a signed Best Opportunity in America book signed by none other than the founder of the company, Howard Lewis. So congratulations to Chelsea and Chris for earning that and getting the signed book and $250 cash. Moving up to, I believe it is, $500 cash for actually the folks just above that also got $250 cash, same deal. Caitlin Roberts, I believe it was a special jacket, and Brandy Graham. Actually, you guys wrote Eagles. Sorry. It's a little different when things shift after we put this together on Sunday. So everybody above this wrote Eagles. So these folks are all in the 500 cash range. And so let's see here. 500 cash will go to Caitlin Roberts, Brandy Graham, CJ Clark, Sebastian Giraldo, and Toy Bellamy and Trish Mosier, all with 500 cash coming your way. Congratulations. At 15,000, it was 750. And at 25,000, it was 1,500 cash. So, Kyle, don't spend it all in one place. 1,500 is not a bad bonus for someone that just made a whole lot of income last week and commissions on top of that. So, great job. Guys, the monthly cash bonus ended about 31 minutes ago for the month. This is the first day of the December sales month. Again, it is 5 weeks, just like November was. They gave us a bonus week. We literally have 14 weeks in the fourth quarter. That's so we could have 2 different months with 5 weeks. So the company is trying desperately to give us away free cash. We just have to go out and work hard these last 5 weeks to do it. When you hit to 10,000 in sales, you get 250 cash. And guys, this is for the month. I know we just got done seeing that people did this amount in a week, but this actually is over a 5-week month. So it's kind of ridiculous that it's so easy to win bonuses, but it is. When you hit 15,000, 375. When you hit 20,000, it goes to 500. When you get to 30,000, it goes to 1,500. Like literally triples when you get to that 30,000 mark, and that's just 6,000 per week when you got 5 weeks. It's normally 7,500 per week in a 4-week month, but we got 5. So these are the folks that going into last week were definitely in contention for bonuses. Let's see here. Just under 10,000, but knocking on the door, Noah Bumgardner, Dwight Morrissey, Brad Phillips, and Tom Hickey. Also, just outside of, actually, hold on, I can't read that. Here we go. Just at 10,000, pushing towards 15 or 20 last week was Trish Mosier at 10, Elizabeth Houghton at 10.5. Let's see here. CJ Clark at 13,129, and Brandy Graham was at 12,263. So she got up over 22,000. Great job, guys. Let's see here. Rob McLean was at 15.4 going into last week's final week. Rachel Hutchinson was at 29.6 going into last week's final week. So we definitely had some people that were running and gunning and pushing real hard. I did want to mention, guys, that the last 5 weeks to get recruits in, the recruit tracking bonus, they are paying you $1,500 when you have a person come into our business if they hit 10,000 in their first 13 weeks. And I know some of you guys are going, well, there's only 5 weeks left in the quarter. That means that if they started this week, you'd have the last 5 weeks of this year and the first 8 weeks of next year to get to 10,000 premium, so you can still win that bonus. It does hold over, okay, and it does cross over years. So last week alone, the company paid out $10,500. Year to date, the company's paid out over $1 million, $1,062,000 to people at $1,500 a pop, just for having new people come in and hit 10,000 in premium. By the way, just so you know, these last 5 weeks, Kyle and I are doubling this bonus when you get it, so it'll be 3,000 cash. If you lead someone to our business, as long as they sell their first policy before this sales year ends, they are in. So I'd encourage you to take full advantage of that. Real quickly, guys, sales professionals, these are the people that will be winning bonuses. Of course, we were originally supposed to be going to Mexico, but the company said that that's probably not the most responsible thing to do, so we're going to give cash out instead. So anybody that's in the Leaders Club, you get 4,000 cash, Achievers Club, 5,000, President's Club, 6,000, and if you're in the Chairman's Club, top 10, $8,000 cash. That's right. So these folks right here are in the Leaders Club going in. Actually, these folks are just knocking on the door on the outside looking in. Brian B. Glazinski at number 144, just 14 spots out of the top 130, and only about looks like about $6,000 or $7,000 of premium. So not too terribly bad. All in the top 130 right now. At number 113, Michelle Ware. At number 1, that's nobody in our group. It's hard to read this stuff. It's kind of small. At 94 and 93, respectively, Todd Stiles and Zach Tolbert, right at 120,000 and 122,000. Moving up about 10, 12 spots, Brandy Graham at 131,000, number 81. Number 72, Toy Bellamy. Be jumping up a few spots after last week's effort, 138,000. And look up here at number 57, 15 spots ahead of Toy is CJ Clark at 145,000 and some change. So very, very close. This is the race for the number one agent in Schneider Agencies right here, CJ and Toy. Unless Brandy wants to come along and just kind of sneak in at the end and win the title, which is definitely doable. Definitely doable. Over here we got Trish Mosier at number 44 in the company in the Achievers Club. That means that, let's see, Achievers Club means $5,000. $5,000 cash, not too shabby. Move it up to $6,000 cash in the President's Club. This is number 11 through 30. We got 2 people: Rachel Hutchinson at number 16 in the company, and Rob McLean at number 14 in the company. Guys, again, I mentioned this last week, but these are number 14 and 16 in the whole company. And guys, they both happen to be in our group, and they both happen to do like 99% of their demos over Zoom. And they also happen to do 75% of those after 5 p.m. So guys, if you ever want to follow one or both of those individuals, just reach out to them and ask them. They'll give you their Zoom number, and you can watch them take a ton of notes and learn how to sell like the best in our business sell. And not doing so is kind of silly. I would encourage you to do that. Over to the annual awards bonus, also for team leaders. Todd Stiles is on that list in the Achievers Club. Congratulations, Todd. That is $845,000 on his way to $1 million of team production this year. 9 direct recruits and 323 submits for the year. Excellent job. Excellent leadership on that, Todd. Todd's also in the recruiters in contention, chasing the pack in the recruiters with number 35 with 6 direct recruits who qualify. I believe there's a 10,000 minimum on the sales number with that one to qualify for that. And finally, agency owners that are leading the race, the number 4 organization year to date, showing growth and also on track would be the Schneider agencies on strength of their first ever $100,000 week last week in the number 4 spot in the Achievers Club. Excellent leadership, Kyle, and the rest. Great job, the rest of you guys there in the Schneider agencies. Kyle, I had a really cool eagle I was going to read from Jake Osofsky, but I think it's probably more urgent. I'll save this for another morning this week. Do you want to kind of take the reins? I know you had some questions you wanted to ask a few people that had their best ever weeks last week.
Yes, sir. Yep, we'll go and do that right now. So, guys, okay. This is just talking about. I'm going to ask Brandy Graham, Toy Bellamy, and Caitlin Roberts here in the Charlotte office. What was the secret sauce for them having such a good week last week? What is the deal? What are they doing that's allowing them to have big weeks on Training Wars? So I'm going to ask each person a few questions. So just be prepared to take good notes on what they're doing that you weren't doing to help you have a big week upstream in the future. So I'm going to start off with Brandy Graham. So Brandy, the first question, and each person is going to be asked the same question. Okay, so the first question, if you want to write this down for yourself, is what habit or routine helped you have a great week? What habit or routine helped you have a great week, Brandy Graham?
So the one biggest habit that helped me was really honestly packing my lunch. I'm one that'll go out and eat usually, and you feel kind of crabby after you go sit and eat Mexican food or something. So I really made sure that I had my lunch packed every night. I tried to do the very best to abide by my schedule, and then making sure that I got my devotion in every single morning before starting my day.
All righty. All right, we're going to pass over to Caitlin Roberts. Caitlin, what habit or routine helped you have a great week?
I think that prepping, like Brandy did before the week started, going out, just getting, good food to fuel my body and make sure I had everything I was going to eat during the day all ready to go, and just sticking to my controllables, which were, the amount of hours and the amount of demos.
Thank you, Caitlin. All right, let's pass it over to man in the back of the room, Toy Bellamy. What habit or routine, Toy, helped you have a monster week?
Just getting your schedule together, making sure you know exactly what you're going to be doing for the week. And also, I prepared my food as well. I had a couple sandwiches and snacks and smoothies available once I was out. And I also I knew that CJ had been calling me like a couple days last week, asking me what type of week did I have ahead of me. So I knew I had to have something in place because I knew he had something as well. So I guess motivation, competitive, just being competitive also had me prepared for a good week.
Awesome. All right, guys. So that's question number 1. So let's go to question number 2. So the second question is, what was your biggest challenge you had for the week? All right, so Brandy, what was your biggest challenge that you had for the week?
I'll just say probably my biggest challenge was just getting an unexpected phone call that I wasn't expecting, and really just trying to not let that ruin my day or the rest of my week. So that was my biggest challenge, I think.
Yep, and we don't have to elaborate on what that personal phone call was, but guys, so everybody's got different challenges that come up during the week. I actually will share really quick what my biggest challenge was. I show up to a group enrollment with pizza, already being assumptive that I was going to go through, and the manager, and this was early in the morning, the manager says that pretty much he's not going to allow me to talk to his employees on site. So even though the day prior they were totally cool with it, something happened in that next 24 hours that totally changed his mind. And so that was definitely a challenge. Also, I would say for me personally, a challenge was fatigue. As you know, I started 2 days at a 5:30 group presentation about 45 minutes out, and I had late night demos. So just fatigue for me was honestly probably my biggest challenge of just pushing through. I had to meditate a couple of times during the day just to reset my brain, because I did 8 demos by 2 o'clock one day and my brain was fried. So just the continuing to push and doing each demo as if it was the last demo I was ever going to give ever. And just pushing through mental fatigue was probably my biggest thing, and obviously overcoming that group enrollment that went sour. Over to you, Caitlin. What was your biggest challenge for the week?
Thursday morning started out by me falling flat on my face, quite literally. I got dragged through the mud and landed on the concrete, and I was in a lot of pain, but pushed through it. My dog decided to take me for a walk, and then that morning I also had a group enrollment, showed up with donuts and coffee, and they let me speak for like 5, maybe 10 minutes, and then pretty much just like pushed me out the door. So Thursday was just something like every time I walked into a door, it was something else. So I think that, just being able to call Brad and him being like, it's okay, it's not always going to be like this, definitely helped.
So even if you fall flat on your face on concrete, get a little scrape, you can still have an eagle that week. And guys, it's just good to see that everybody overcomes challenges, and especially on Founders Week. We are, founding our own company. We all have the same opportunity. So I guarantee you Howard Lewis had challenges just like we do right now. So over to Toy Bellamy. Toy, what was your biggest challenge last week?
Oh man, I had a few. One, I had issue with my tire. I actually don't know if someone tried to set me up or what, but some lug nuts was loose, and I noticed while I was driving, had to pull over and fix that. And then just balancing 2 babysitters with my kids this week because they're still doing virtual learning, and so I'm back and forth, trying to switch those things out. And that's one of the reasons also why I was able to have like these late nights as well. I was out late night just because of like doing the activity that was taking place, well, kind of almost negative activity that took place during the day. And then I had another like a Zoom, large Zoom presentation, which it got changed to about 5 minutes of me speaking, and we all know how successful that can be. And so those are just a few of the challenges that took place last week, but we're still, I still pushed through.
It's great seeing that everybody overcomes challenges. There's never a perfect week for anybody. So here's another question. So this next question is, what was really dialing in on your best week or on this week? What were you jamming out on? And if this should be a technical part. So what were you doing really well this last week in your presentation? Like, what was one part of your presentation that you were dialed in, just jamming out on all cylinders? What was that part for you, Brandy?
So that part for me was just really making sure that I was doing my close the exact way that it should be done. And I had people that were like, well, I want to do this maybe next week, and just really, felt found, and just really making them understand that this isn't a thing that can necessarily wait for next week, because you can be in an accident tomorrow. And then really also, I really was trying to focus on the 5-minute rule, not letting myself sit in my car for longer than 5 minutes if at all possible, because then I would let myself get in my own head, which we all know isn't a good thing to do.
That was perfect. All right, Caitlin, what were you doing really well in your presentation or whatever it was last week to help you have one of your best weeks so far?
I was really focused on building the need and my what, why, and how. I had worked with Brad a lot with that over the past week and a half, and just putting it into place and implementing it definitely helped a lot. Building
the need. I love it. All right, let's go over to Toy Bellamy. Toy, what was what were you doing really well in your presentation last week to help you dominate last week?
Just continuing to, build the need while I'm actually talking to them, and asking and continue to ask the questions and have them tell themselves. I'm asking the questions and they giving me information, and I'm utilizing the information they provided to me throughout my demonstration. And just, basically having them be involved and selling themselves. I mean, that's what I did every time, every one of my demos, and have them sell themselves.
I love it. I'm going to answer this question too, because this was really the first week I've been able to sell in my territory all year. So what I did really well this week is I used my Facebook fan page like crazy. So like if you follow me, I was on my Facebook fan page as much as I was on the mobile sales app. So I loved it, guys, just being back out in my territory. Some of these people, it's been 2 years since I've seen them. So I was just connecting the dots, showing pictures, and every single person, everybody's getting this because every other page I was saying, and the reason why everybody's getting this is because constantly, and it was not just good for them to hear that, but it was good for me to hear that. Everybody was getting it. I was going through pictures. I dialed in by the end of the week. I had all those photos of all the people I've sold the last couple of years. I had them all memorized. I knew the names, and it was just, showing people that other people in their area are also buying it. And it's just not a big deal because everybody else is doing it. So that was probably one of the things I was doing well out of the presentation. So here's our very last question. So this last question is, how did you not allow yourself to get complacent throughout the week? It's really easy when you're having a good week to just coast at the end and just to get really comfortable. So how did you, Brandy, not allow yourself to get complacent during the week?
So how I allowed myself to not get complacent was just to really just kind of think back of what this career has done for me and what kind of blessing it's done, and a lot of times we can take this opportunity for granted. So my mindset was that, it wasn't about me this week, and it was really about just how I could talk to people and be a blessing for them and their families. And so just really making sure that I focused on service. I wasn't thinking about as much, what gap I wanted to be at, because if I did my job the right way, I was going to be able to get them protected, and and the gap would come along with it. But just really thinking of what this job's done for me and my family, and how I can be a blessing to someone else, and how God's put me in this for a reason.
Love it. What about you, Kaylin? What helped you not let yourself get complacent during the week?
So honestly, on Thursday, I didn't have the hours of the demos that I wanted because of my fall, because I was in a lot of pain. So I allowed myself to get the rest that I needed that night, and then really push through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because of it.
Right on. Just resetting your week after Thursday, and just having a new goal. Let's go to Toy. Toy, what did you do to not let yourself get complacent during the week? How did you finish strong even after a good first half of the week?
CJ. It was CJ that helped me push through. CJ is my motivator right now. It's just my competitive nature, man. I know that I set a goal out. Actually, my gap goal, I fell short. But I had some appointments that actually was in place on Sunday. So I actually was going to put in a pretty good day on Sunday. But, the all good family issues or family emergency excuse came up on 2 of those appointments. So that cut out 2. And then I had another one that I was just supposed to, reach out, follow up with, and actually just really get the account information. And that didn't happen either. So, but that was it, man. I just know there's some things that I needed to do. And I just try to go out and just do it.
I love it. Love it, Toy. And I'll go ahead and answer this one as well. What helped me not be complacent? And I was, after Tuesday, I was sitting at about 10,000 in premium. So I was, I would say what helped me be non-complacent during the week is just having a demo goal. That was huge for me. Of just my goal for the week, guys. It wasn't premium. I did have a premium goal for sure, but I was more focused on my demo goal getting 40 demos in during the week. And then about Wednesday, I was like, man, I'm definitely going to do 40 demos. I upped it to 45 demos. Then I hit that, and then I had a demo goal of 50, which I fell short of. But I just had my goals on something other than GAP. I didn't want to pressure myself because I would have kind of psyched myself out. So I just was thinking about Howard Lewis all week, and what I was giving up. Yeah, I was giving up time away from being at home. But I was like, you know what, this is 1 week out of the year that I can work really hard as a founding father for my company. So I just really was on all those calls each morning, and and honestly, it was just good to see other people out there working similar hours and similar demos. It was really fun to see. So that was it, guys. That was questions. That was the secret sauce to everybody having a good week last week. That was the key. So I want to shift it back over to Van to kind of wrap up the meeting. Hopefully, you guys took some good notes from that. Over to you, Van.
Thank you so much, Kyle. That was awesome. So, guys, I know so much good news going on. I guess the biggest thing I would share with you guys coming out of a big solid week like that, because some of us guys that got their names mentioned a whole bunch got what they came for last week, and they've got to guard against complacency. They've got to guard against, well, I got out of my comfort zone with all that premium. Let me get back into my comfort zone by doing very little. And guys, that's a battle. People don't think about it that way, but that is, you have to guard against that. And some of us, we didn't quite have the week that we want to last week. And our challenge is to not let that get us down and affect a second week, is to get back out there and do some of those habits that we put into place last week and continue that and build some very much needed momentum in these last 5 weeks, guys, because we're not just talking about the end of 2020 right now. We're talking about the beginning of 2021. Okay, that's coming in 6 weeks. We're going to be in 2021 sales year. That's right. And Peter used to always share that we tend to start the next thing the way we finish the current thing. So if you want to ensure a really strong start to 2021 in a year that you can remember about, and a year that helps put 2020 in the rearview mirror, then finish this thing really, really strong by being super on schedule, doing more hours and more demonstrations, and doing your job the right way, being a student of the game, getting better at your job, just 1% better. And I'm going to share this on Wednesday, this Eagle that talks a little bit about that. But it's Jacob Osowski, who's with the Eldenson Agency. It's one that came out in this last month, $36,000 of gross annualized premium in a week, 65 applications written. It's a winner. Don't have to wait until Wednesday to read that one. I would encourage you to read that one and all the Eagles that come out. So that's one other great habit, just printing up a stack of these when they come out and having it right there next to where you have your cereal or whatever you have for breakfast in the morning, and reading 2 or 3 of these and 2 or 3 IRAs every single morning. What a great habit that is, that can get your head in the right space and your heart in the right place too. So guys, thanks for being on. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day in your local offices with a little bit of training there. And we've all been so very blessed that last week and moving forward. Let's go be a blessing for somebody else today. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.